We all know about the Eurasian Economic Union. Eurasian Economic Union consists of one giant Russia and four smaller nations. The one giant Russia contributes to 75% of the Eurasian Economic Union's GDP, and the small four nations contribute to only 1/4 of the Eurasian Economic Union's GDP. Now let's take a look at the farmer's life of one particular nation, of how it was before the formation of the Eurasian Economic Union and how it was later. This is Shakti from Sangeeta News Channel. Over to the news studio.
मेरे देश की धरती ओ मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती.
Welcome back, guys. We saw how the scenario was before the formation of Eurasian Economic Union. Now let's go to one particular farmer's family and ask them how they feel about after the formation of the Eurasian Economic Union. Hello, madam. Is it the right time to talk to you?
We're already in pathetic situation.
Ma'am, is it okay for you to tell us how your life has changed in the past few years?
Our life, we've been not able to give food to our kids. We don't have any medical aid. We've been jobless for about, I don't know how many days, and we didn't eat for 7 days. Is that enough for you?
So this is how the post-formation of Eurasian Economic Union has affected a lot of farmers. This is Shakti from Sangeeta News Channel. Over to the news studio. Well, thank you, Shakti, and welcome back to the studio, guys. Now we have an expert with us who's going to talk about the yen fluctuation in the past 1 year. Hello, sir.
Yeah, actually, when compared with past 1 year, yen is getting stronger. It's like Japan is trying to adapt a new policy of giving a negative rates. In European Central Bank has already implemented the same. 18 months later to that, Japan is trying to implement the same again. So what are they trying to achieve from this is like they wanted to increase the exports. They wanted to encourage the exports and strengthen their economy. So this might be a fruitful thing or it might backfire also. As we all know, like Japan will have lots of rains. They have great rains, but they don't have grains to have. So it's like they're trying to compensate that grains deficiency with rest of the exports, and they wanted to bring up their economy. So let's see, how this negative interest rate strategy would work in the Japan economy. If this is successful, I think the rest of the central banks will take it as a benchmark and might implement in the rest of the nations. So this is actually one of those moves to strengthen the yen for past 1 year.
Thank you, sir. I'll meet you with another economist explaining about the currency soon. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. Now we have another economist with us who's going to talk about the continuation and the probability of the existence of the Eurasian Economic Union. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. According to me, the probability is very less because the Russia has been dominating politically and economically. Due to the over desire of the Russia, there is a lot of crisis like Ukraine also. So, one example I can give is the exports. Like if you want to get any good from the Russia, there is no rule. But if you want to get a Kazakhstan good, there are a lot of regulations, there are a lot of tariffs, and there are a lot of licenses issues. So it what indirectly tells that Russia is using this just to grow themselves. I don't think any other country other than Russia has benefited from this.
Okay, so now we know that the GDP of the other four nations are getting impacted due to whatever imports and exports that you told now. Can you tell us about the other macroeconomic variables other than what Shakti told us in the video and explain us more about the formation of the region?
Yeah, see, the migration of the farmers is a huge impact in Armenia, and even the exports has decreased to a large extent. The imports are increasing, so it implies that the inflation increases in the future. I don't think this will continue. Already a lot of countries, other than Russia, are trying to get exit from it. That's why even Turkey had a proposal of joining in this year, 2016, but they withdrew, which I think is a good decision.
Thank you guys. Now over to the classroom to find more about USD and GPV. Thank you.
Action.
This is Shakti Priya signing off from Sangeeta News Channel. Over to the studio for more.
Action. Huh? You will not action.